There's a ton of options for reading machines out there, but not many resources for you guys to see them in action, which is why we decided to make a full tutorial for you guys on the ReadEasy Evolve ECO, which is an incredibly accurate and simple to use standalone reading machine that can do full page scanning and read fonts as small as a 5-point size. Let me walk you through a quick tutorial to tell you more about the ReadEasy Evolve ECO.
Welcome to Irie-AT, Braille and Innovation.
The ReadEasy Evolve ECO actually has a big brother called the ReadEasy Evolve MAX, which I'll link that video up above, but it's really just a very similar product, but can scan documents at a larger size, up to an 11-inch by 17-inch size versus a full page size. One of my favorite things about the ECO is that with the help of a touchscreen monitor and the help of the feature pack, which is one of the add-ons for the ECO, you can actually turn your device into a high-powered speaking touchscreen CCTV, which I think is very, very cool. And the other add-on actually is whether you would like a battery or not. But if all of that sounds a little bit too complicated for you, you can obviously use the onboard tactile high color contrast buttons and controls. The first thing that you're going to want to do to get started reading is go ahead and plug the round end of the power adapter into the power port, and then go ahead and plug the other side into the wall. The next thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and turn the machine on by pressing the power button, and it will light up blue. There we go, mine lit up blue.
ReadEasy is ready.
There we go, perfect. ReadEasy is ready, so let's get started reading. Now that we've got our camera all hooked up and the device is turned on, we're gonna go ahead and grab our printed materials here and line the bottom or the top up with the right side of the device. And then we're just gonna go ahead and press our big green capture button here. And we can actually have our hands under here, have it moving around, and until we take our hands out or the printed materials are still, it won't actually capture until it has that clear image, which is very cool. So
recognizing.
It's gonna say recognizing, and then it's gonna start reading in a second.
Continued
here.
From previous page.
There we go.
Devices available.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and pause that with our blue circular pause and play button. And then if you wanted to read a bank statement or something in like a column mode, we have a column mode. If you hold down the big green capture button, it's gonna go ahead and just do that for you. And then we've got two gray buttons on the outside of that pause and play button that I explained. And what those are gonna do is move you from sentence to sentence. So if we press the right one, it's gonna move us a sentence forward. And if we press the left one, it's gonna move us a sentence back. And then the next thing we have is our yellow vertical buttons here, which are gonna be how we move, how we change the reading speed. So let's turn it down to slower. We're pressing that down button to make it slower.
Available whether you're
and it's gonna be pretty slow for us. And let's speed it up a little bit.
Faster.
Car, at church, or even hundreds of miles away on a tour or at.
And it's gonna read a little bit faster. And then if we press these down at the same time.
Bina. Zoe. Allison.
It's gonna cycle us through some different voice options, which there are actually over 30 different languages that it automatically detects, and over 40 different voice options. So if I had this, if this material in front of me was in Spanish, it would just automatically start reading in Spanish, which is very cool to me. And then we've got our volume slider on the right side of the device.
Push of the one-touch A button, you instantly
too loud.
To free
and then we also have a headphone jack over there, which the device does actually come with a pair of headphones, which is cool. So if you prefer a little bit of privacy versus the onboard speakers, then you have that option too. If you'd like to use the ECO with an external monitor, make sure to plug in the HDMI located on the back of the device, and if it's a touchscreen monitor, also the USB. Make sure you have the feature pack, which is required for using an external monitor with the ECO. Now that we've gone over all of our onboard controls and buttons, we're gonna move on to the add-on that I was talking about called the feature pack. So I have it in simple mode right now, which it comes with this little cap to cover up the visual controls for non-visual users. So starting in the top right corner here, we have our help button, which is going to have us press a button and it'll tell us what that button does. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the cancel button.
Cancels capturing. Cancels a question dialog or exits menu.
Yeah, so it's gonna tell you exactly what that button does, which is very helpful. And then moving down one to this orange guy, it's gonna be our main menu button. So if we short press it, it's gonna take us to our document management. And then if we long press it, it takes us to our main menu. And then if we press the cancel button down here, it'll take us back there, which is what that does. And then we've got our little blue wheel here, which is a way to move around the printed material pretty easily. And then moving down to our gray arrows down here, the outer ones are going to take us from paragraph to paragraph. So pressing the left one, back a paragraph, pressing the right one, moving a paragraph forward, and then just like on the onboard controls, these arrows are gonna take us from sentence to sentence. So we're gonna go back to sentence and forward to sentence. And then obviously our pause and play button here.
To hook up or install.
This next button over here is our multi-page scanning button. So if we long press that, it's gonna start that multi-page scanning process. And then if we short press it, it's gonna add a page onto our current document. And then down here, we just obviously have our same capture button, and I already went over what that does. And then I think it's time to take off our cap to show our visual controls here. So starting with this yellow rectangular guy here, it's gonna take us from live mode to document mode, as it said. So it's just those two. And then this circular one up above that is gonna take us through our different visual modes. So we've got some different ways of viewing the documents, as you can see. So this mode is my favorite because it is the computer text, but it still keeps the format of the document, as you can see. So that is very, very cool. And you can use this joystick to move around the document. And if you want to use your mouse to click on a word that you want to start reading from, you can easily do that. So that's what the joystick is for. And then this this yellow wheel here is your zoom. So to the right, it's zooming in, to the left, it's zooming out. And then I explained what this little joystick does. And then if we press on the button inside the wheel, it's gonna take us from black on white to white on black. And then we've got our little star button here, which is gonna be our bookmark. So if we want to bookmark where we're at in the document right now, we're gonna short press that. So it just added the bookmark. And then if we long press, it's going to take us to our bookmark bar.
Old style monitored help buttons, you were at last bookmark removed.
So those are all of our feature pack buttons on here. But you know, if that sounds just a bit too complicated, I think that this will make it really simple, is just having a touchscreen monitor. You can easily move around your document as you please, and you can press for it to start reading. You can pause by pressing that again. You can even pinch and zoom. Like, this is just a really very simple way to move around and read your document. So if you'd like to learn more about the ReadEasy Evolve ECO or find a distributor near you, reach out to us at Irie-AT.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Irie-AT YouTube channel for more great videos on the latest in Braille and low vision products.